Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
All right, so I'm 36, or about to be, and I want to propose to my girlfriend, but we disagree on finances. We agree on everything else. But the problem is I want to combine finances. She has a rental property, and I have a house. I just sold a piece of land that I'm going to walk away with $180,000. And I want to pay off my house. I have a budget, made a budget. It's paid off in about 4 years. And I want to rent it out and then buy a bigger house with her. And, I talked to her about, paying off my house quickly and then throwing a bunch of money at her rental and pay that off faster so that we have, more cash flow coming in from the two houses. Well, she wants, she said if we do get married, she wants to sign a prenup, which, I don't agree with. And I see no reason for it because,
your asset base is fairly similar.
Right.
Okay.
And
so you're not ready to propose.
Is her family wealthy?
Hesitant. No. My
Okay.
family's got her beat on that half.
Hey, Mike, how long y'all been dating?
About 8 months.
Okay. All right. You've got some more work to do on this relationship before it becomes a marriage. And here's why.
Right.
You called and asked our opinion, so I'll give you my opinion. I'm going to treat you like you're my kid because my kids are your age, okay? The number one cause of divorce in North America is disagreement over money. Money fights, money problems, okay? And you are sitting square in the middle of it. And here's the problem. Jesus said your treasure's where your heart is. People spend their money on what they value. And Dr. John Deloney says behavior is a language. And so when she says, I don't like your plan, I don't like it so much that I want my stuff to be separated in a prenup, what she's saying is, I don't agree with how you're spending your money, and our value systems are not aligned.
Hey, George here with a quick interruption. If something were to happen to you tomorrow, would your family know where to find your life insurance policy, your will, even your Netflix password? Well, Knockbox solves that. It's a kit that organizes your financial accounts, estate plans, and everything your family would need all in one place. That way they don't have to hack into your laptop or locate some long-lost thumb drive. So leave them a legacy, not a scavenger hunt with Knockbox. Ramsey fans get the best discount available at knockbox.com/Ramsey. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
What she's saying is, I don't agree with how you're spending your money, and our value systems are not aligned. You value different things. And if you want to go super extreme, she likes her rental property more than she likes you.
Right.
That's super extreme. That's super extreme.
I think she's kind of I think she's sort of short-sighted in her views because
yep.
All she has is her savings, which is $160,000, she says.
This is not a dollar amount thing. This is a power struggle. And we're not aligned on our values because you spend your money on what you value, and you value different things than she values. This makes for a very long and uncomfortable life if you stay married, and you probably won't statistically. So you guys have got to continue to have this discussion until we can come to some kind of mediated agreement on what we're going to do with our lives, and that we like each other, we love each other more than this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the response to conflict can't be, well, then I'm just going to take my stuff over here.
I'm going to take my toys and go home.
The response is, let's enter into it and figure out where we both stand and how we can do this together. So that's, to me, that's a red flag. It's
a no-go forward flag. It's not just a red flag. It's,
and I think a lot of
don't go forward until you solve this. I'm not saying you have to break up with her, but please do not get engaged and get married because statistically you have almost no chance.
Right. I think a lot of it comes from her mother. Her mom's always raised her, once you have kids, your life is over, even though she wants to have kids. And then her mom's, she kind of has the outlook of you need to like her mom, you need to have money to run away if something goes bad.
Yeah. See, that's it. There we go. So we're already planning our exit, and we hadn't even gotten to the altar.
Yeah, and she said she goes to therapy to work on all that because she doesn't agree with her mom and she doesn't like that outlook. But I think, they always say the apple never falls far.
Well, it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet.
It can roll away over time.
It can, but it hasn't yet. But so because she's functioning in exactly the same fears. This, as soon as you bumped into, we're going to be closely and completely knit together with with the restructuring of this situation after we get married. The thing you proposed was very interwoven. It violated this keep things separate so I can bolt thing, and she retreated to a prenup. And all of that is, it's not an issue of the prenup, it's not an issue of the real estate, it's an issue of how the relationship's going, and it says you're not aligned. There are 4 things that if you're aligned on them statistically, you will have a 90% probability of your marriage lasting. Money, in-laws, oh wait, mother's involved, okay. Children, oh wait, we're already talking about that and possibly disagreed, okay. And oh wait, religion, that's the only one of the 4 we hadn't got to, and you've got to get some alignment on those things. So you guys have some work to do on the relationship. I would suggest some good pre-marriage counseling and see if you can begin to not only discuss where these fears and values come from, but which of them we're going to keep and which ones we're going to take forward into the marriage. It could be that you're a little uptight and spreadsheet dude, nerd dude, and you need to loosen up on that. That might be. I didn't hear that, but it could be. If you were going to fall on one side or the other, that's the side you would fall on based on talking to you.
It sounded like that.
But it didn't sound toxic. But I think you scared her.
Well, I think it sounded to me like what she was dealing with was fear-based, and it wouldn't have mattered who the guy was.
Oh, that's right.
That idea of
the
getting...
proposal of the interwoven freaked her out.
Yeah.
And so it's not a discussion of the validity of prenups. It's a discussion of the proper way to do marriage relationships for statistical probability of success.
Right. That's right.
Hello.
Right.
I mean, that sounds like no romantic at all, but there you go. So, because, I got, 43 years I'm in, you want the statistical probability of success. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
You want to be where I am. It's sweet. I got 8 grandbabies. I got 3 wonderful people have married my children that I love dearly.
Yeah.
I actually like them all. That's so weird. You know how weird that is?
Weird.
That means I raised children to pick well. Okay, and so the whole family actually got together Sunday night. We had a blast.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the videos.
Yeah, dunking them. Yeah, the whole bit. So that's not an accidental thing.
Well, let me ask you this, because I don't want to put a broad blanket over it, but I kind of feel this way. Don't you feel like when you're dating, like when you're in that phase between dating, about to get engaged, don't you think it should be easy?
It's been so long, I forgot.
Like, I just feel like, I'm like, man, to have these level of disagreements and fights, like that always
36.
just feels like, that's true. They're a little bit older.
I was 22.
Yeah, I was 22.
We got married when I was 22.
That's
so I
true.
don't have anything to put that on. He's been single a long time.
Yeah, standards are higher.
You got 2 older singles.
Yeah.
They're more entrenched.
That's true. That is very true.
When you're 22, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, right. But, or at least it was for me.
And for me too, now that I think back, I'm like, okay, that's why I said I don't want to make it a broad statement, but
it's very important to be aligned on those 4 things. And if you combine that with a 6-month or so engagement period minimum, maximum of a year and a half, and you combine that with pre-marriage counseling, those 6 things combined will put you in the 90 percentile that you'll still be married 25 years later.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so
living it.
Pre-marriage counseling aligned on those 4 things and a reasonable length of engagement, not too long, not too short. And the data, that's all from research, folks. That's studying the actual divorce stats. 50% of the marriages end in divorce. Yeah, that includes all these people that should not have gotten married in the first place because they didn't do any of those things I just talked about.
Right.
And if they did them, they would have run away.
That's right.
Yeah. Run away. Like Jeff Foxworthy said, when I was a kid, we had a cat and it tore up Mama's curtains. And the next day, that cat ran away.
Oh yeah.
So you run away.
You go to the farm.
You go to the train station.
Yeah,
you
that's
run away. You
That's
run.
funny.
So I don't think that's where the stage that he's at. I don't think Mike's at that stage.
No, he's got a
But
lot of
he is
thinking
at
to
the,
do.
as the teenagers used to say, the define the relationship stage.
Yeah, they got a lot of thinking and decisions to make.
The
Hard ones.
DTR right now, and you're going to have to sit down probably with a good pre-marriage counselor and help you work through that. She's probably a keeper, but not yet. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.